Section 100 of the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, translated by Courtney Langdon. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Paradiso, Canto 33. The Empyrean. God. St. Bernard's Prayer to Mary. The Vision of God. Ultimate Salvation.
O Virgin Mother, daughter of thy Son, humbler and loftier than any creature, eternal counsel's predetermined goal, thou art the one that such nobility didst lend to human nature, that its Maker scorned not to make himself what he had made. Within thy womb rekindled was the love, through whose warm influence in the eternal peace this flower hath blossomed thus. Here unto us thou art a noonday torch of charity, and down below mong mortal men thou art a living fount of hope. Lady, so great thou art, and hast such worth, that one who longs for grace, and unto thee hath not recourse, wingless would wish to have his longing fly. Not only doth thy kindliness give help to him that asketh it, but many times it freely runs ahead of his request. In thee is mercy, pity is in thee magnificence, and all there is of goodness in a creature meets in thee. Now doth this man, who from the lowest drain of the universe hath one by one beheld as far as here the forms of spirit life, beseech thee of thy grace for so much strength that with his eyes he may uplift himself toward ultimate salvation higher still. And I, who never for mine own sight burned more than I do for his, offer thee all my prayers, and pray that they be not too poor, that thou with thy prayers so dissolve each cloud of his mortality, that unto him the highest pleasure may unfold itself. And furthermore, I pray to thee, O Queen, who canst whate'er thou wilt, that after such a sight thou keep all his affections sound. His human promptings let thy care defeat. See with how many blessed ones Beatrice is clasping for my prayers her hands to thee.
The eyes beloved and revered by God, intent on him who prayed, revealed to us how grateful unto her our earnest prayers. Thence they addressed them to the eternal light, wherein it may not be believed the eye of any creature finds so clear a way. And I, who to the end of all desires was drawing near, within me, as I ought, brought to its goal the ardour of desire. Bernard was smiling, and was making signs for me to look on high, but as he wished, I was already of mine own accord, because my sight, as purer it became, was penetrating more and more the radiance of that high light, which of itself is true. From this time onward greater was my sight than is our speech, which yields to such a vision, and memory also yields to such excess. And such as he who seeth in a dream, and after it the imprinted feeling stays, while all the rest returns not to his mind, even such am I. For almost wholly fades my vision, yet the sweetness which was born of it is dripping still into my heart. Even thus the snow is in the sun dissolved, even thus the Sibyl's oracles, inscribed on flying leaves, were lost adown the wind. O light supreme, that dost uplift thyself so far from mortal thought, relend my mind a little of what thou didst seem to be, and cause my tongue to be so powerful, that of thy glory it may leave at least a spark unto the people still to come. For to my memory if it but a while return, and speak a little in these lines, more of thy victory will be conceived. I think the keenness of the living ray which I endured would have confounded me, if from it I had turned away mine eyes. And I recall that I, because of this, the bolder was to bear it, till I made my vision one with value infinite. O the abundant grace whereby I dared to pierce the light eternal with my gaze, until I had therein exhausted sight. I saw that far within its depths there lies, by love together in one volume bound, that which in leaves lies scattered through the world. Substance and accident, and modes thereof, fused as it were in such a way that whereof I speak is but one simple light. This union's general form I think I saw, since, saying so, I feel that I the more rejoice. Of more forgetfulness for me one moment is, than centuries 25 are for the enterprise which once caused Neptune to wonder at the shadow Argo cast. My mind, thus wholly in suspense, was gazing steadfast and motionless, and all intent, and gazing grew enkindled more and more. Such in that light doth one at last become, that one can never possibly consent to turn therefrom for any other sight, because the good, which is the will's real object, is therein wholly gathered, and, outside, that is defective which is perfect there. Even as to what I do remember, mine will now be shorter than an infant's speech, who at the breast still bathes his tongue. 'Twas not that there was other than a simple semblance within the living light wherein I gazed, which always is what it hath been before. But through my sight, which in me, as I looked, was gathering strength, because I changed, one sole appearance underwent a change for me. Within the lofty light's profound and clear subsistence there appeared to me 3 rings, of threefold colour and of one content. And one, as rainbow is by rainbow, seemed reflected by the other, while the third seemed like a fire breathed equally from both. Oh, how to my conception short and weak is speech! And this, to what I saw, is such, that it is not enough to call it small. O light eternal, that alone dost dwell within thyself, alone dost understand thyself, and love and smile upon thyself, self-understanding and self-understood. That circle which appeared to be conceived within thyself as a reflected light, when somewhat contemplated by mine eyes, within itself, of its own very colour, to me seemed painted with our human form, whence wholly set upon it was my gaze. Like the geometer who gives himself wholly to measuring the circle, nor by thinking finds the principle he needs, even such was I at that new sight. I wished to see how to the ring the image there conformed itself, and found therein a place. But mine own wings were not enough for this. Had not my mind been smitten by a flash of light, wherein what it was willing came. Here power failed my high imagining, but like a smoothly moving wheel, that love was now resolving my desire and will, which moves the sun and all the other stars.
End of Paradiso, Canto 33. End of the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, translated by Courtney Langdon.